Hello, my wonderful friends. If you're in your 60s, 70s, 80s, or even beyond, and you've been noticing that you walk less than you used to, then this video is for you. And let me tell you right from the start, you're not alone, and you're not broken. Slowing down as we age is normal, but that doesn't mean we should accept a full stop. In fact, what we do when we start to move less can make all the difference between graceful aging and losing our independence. Before we dive deep, make sure you hit that like button and also subscribe to this channel. I promise you, the tips, insights, and real-life experience I share come from working with seniors for over 20 years, and they are designed to help you live stronger, longer, and happier. Don't forget to comment below if this topic speaks to you. Have you been walking less lately? What changes have you noticed in your body? Let's talk about it. Now, let's get into it, because we have some important ground to cover. To understand how to fix a problem, we have to understand why it's happening in the first place. Many of my senior patients come to me saying something like, "Doc, I just don't move like I used to," or "My legs feel heavy," or even, "I don't want to fall." And those concerns are absolutely valid. Let's talk about some of the most common reasons seniors begin to reduce how much they walk. Number 1. Muscle loss, sarcopenia. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass. In fact, after the age of 30, we can lose as much as 3 to 5% of our muscle mass every decade if we're not doing anything to prevent it. By the time we reach 60 or 70, the cumulative effect can be significant. And if walking becomes physically difficult, it's understandable that many people start avoiding it altogether. Number 2. Joint pain and arthritis. Osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and just plain wear and tear can cause joint stiffness and pain, especially in the knees and hips. When walking becomes painful, the instinct is to avoid it. But ironically, avoiding movement often makes joints even stiffer and weaker. Number 3. Fear of falling. One of the most silent, yet powerful reasons many older adults stop walking as much is fear. Maybe you or someone you know has fallen before, or you've heard horror stories about hip fractures. That fear can be paralyzing, and it often leads to avoidance of walking, especially outdoors or on uneven surfaces. Number 4. Chronic conditions. Conditions like diabetes, cardiovascular disease, neuropathy, and others can affect balance, coordination, or cause fatigue. All of these can contribute to a decline in daily movement. Number 5. Lack of motivation or depression. Yes, mental health plays a big role too. If you're not feeling emotionally well, you're less likely to get up and move. And the less you move, the worse you feel. It's a cycle that traps far too many seniors. But here's the critical part I want you to remember. Just because you're walking less doesn't mean you're destined to lose your mobility. In fact, there are plenty of smart, safe, and surprisingly simple things you can do instead of walking that will help preserve your strength, boost your balance, and even improve your confidence in moving. So, the next time you find yourself saying, "I don't walk much anymore," I want you to flip that mindset. Instead, ask, "What can I do that will keep me moving, keep me safe, and keep me strong?" In this video, I'll walk you through 5 powerful things you can do instead of regular walking. And these strategies are not just safe for seniors. They're designed with seniors in mind. You don't need to join a gym, you don't need fancy equipment, and you don't need to push your body beyond its limits. What you do need is willingness, consistency, and a belief that your best years can still be full of strength and vitality. And remember, mobility doesn't just mean walking from place to place. It means getting out of bed with ease. It means reaching into your kitchen cupboard without fear of falling. It means picking up your grandchild. It means being able to get into your car and drive. And yes, it means being able to dance if you want to. If you've made it this far, do me a small favor. like this video and make sure you're subscribed. Your support allows us to keep bringing this kind of content to people who really need it. I'm going to introduce you to the practical things you can do instead of walking. And trust me, it's something that not only strengthens your legs, but also helps with balance, posture, and even brain health. So grab a glass of water, take a deep breath, and when you're ready, let's move on this journey together. Now, we talked about the mental and emotional aspect of walking less, and how our habits and mindset can slowly steal away our mobility if we're not careful. If you haven't watched that part yet, I highly encourage you to go back to it, because everything we talk about in this video builds from one point to the next, like a well-thought-out path back to better health. And before we move forward, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. It helps so much in spreading this message to others like you, those who care deeply about aging with grace, dignity, and strength. And don't forget to leave a comment below. Tell me, what's your current mobility level? Do you do any strength training now, or is it something you're a bit intimidated by? All right, let's get into today's powerful strategy that can work wonders when walking becomes more difficult. Let me ask you a question. When you think of the term strength training, what comes to mind? Be honest. Most people picture big muscles, gym equipment, or even younger folks sweating it out at a fitness center. But here's the truth. Strength training is not about becoming a bodybuilder. It's about preserving your independence. Let that sink in. Because as we age, especially into our 60s, 70s, and beyond, our muscle mass naturally starts to decline. This process is called sarcopenia, and it affects every single person. By the time we're in our 70s, we could lose up to 50% of the muscle mass we had in our younger years if we're not actively doing something about it. Now you might be saying, "But I can't lift weights, doctor. That's too much for me." And I hear you. That's why I'm not suggesting you pick up heavy dumbbells or do anything strenuous. What I'm saying is this. You can gently rebuild your strength using simple, safe movements done regularly from the comfort of your home. Let's take a look at how that works. When walking becomes painful or exhausting, our muscles begin to shrink even faster because they're not being used. This creates a dangerous cycle. You walk less, your muscles weaken, and then walking becomes even harder. But here's the amazing part. Just a few minutes a day of light resistance exercises can break that cycle and reverse muscle loss. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need expensive equipment. In fact, for many of my senior patients, we start with nothing more than a sturdy chair and a resistance band. Here's an example of how simple it can be. 1. Sit down in a chair with both feet flat on the floor. 2. Slowly stand up using your legs, not your hands, then sit back down. 3. Do this 10 times a day, every day. That's a strength exercise. It strengthens your quadriceps, glutes, and core muscles, all of which are vital for standing, walking, and preventing falls. Here is also another one. 1. Hold a resistance band with both hands, arms outstretched. 2. Gently pull the band apart, keeping your arms straight. 3. Repeat for 10 reps. This strengthens your shoulders and upper back, improving posture and reducing back pain. These might seem simple, but the science is powerful. In multiple studies, seniors who engaged in light resistance training just 2 to 3 times per week experienced better mobility, reduced fall risk, improved bone density, and even better brain function. Let's not forget, there's something deeply empowering about being able to lift yourself up from a chair without help, or carry a grocery bag, or take a shower without fear of slipping. Strength training doesn't just change your body. It rebuilds your confidence. That mental shift can be just as life-changing as the physical results. Many seniors I've worked with tell me that after just a few weeks of gentle strength exercises, they start walking more. not because their legs magically healed overnight, but because they believe in their body again. That belief is priceless. That's what we want for you. So, if you've been walking less lately, I challenge you to begin gentle strength training. Start small, start slow, but start. And remember, the goal is consistency, not intensity. You don't need perfect form. You don't need to do 100 repetitions. All you need is to show up for your body every day. And if you're not sure how to begin, leave a comment below. I'd love to make another video guiding you through beginner-friendly movements you can do safely at home. Before we move to the next strategy, take a moment right now. Yes, right now. And write down one small strength training activity you're willing to try this week. Maybe it's those chair stands I mentioned. Perhaps it's using a can of soup as a lightweight. Whatever it is, make it real. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you practiced getting out of a chair? Or reaching for something from a high shelf? Or bending down to pick up an object safely? These everyday activities might seem simple now, but the truth is, when we stop moving regularly, even the most basic daily tasks can become surprisingly difficult. That's why in this section, I want to introduce you to the concept of functional movement, what it is, why it's crucial for seniors, and how you can start incorporating it into your routine right away. As always, I want to remind you to like this video if you're finding it helpful, and please subscribe to the channel for more content that's designed with your health and independence in mind. Functional movements are natural, practical movements that we all do in our daily lives. Things like squatting, reaching, twisting, bending, lifting, and balancing. These are not fancy gym exercises. They're real-life movements that help you maintain the ability to perform essential daily activities, getting dressed, cooking, climbing stairs, using the bathroom, or playing with your grandchildren. Now, here's the key. If you stop practicing these movements as you age, your body forgets how to do them efficiently. Muscles weaken, joints stiffen, and before you know it, you're struggling to lift a bag of groceries or step into the bathtub. But when you train your body with functional movement drills, you're teaching it to stay agile, strong, and coordinated, even if your walking time is limited. Let me tell you a quick story. I once had a patient in his late 70s who came to me after a minor fall at home. He wasn't seriously injured, but the incident shook him up. He said, "Doctor, I never thought I'd need help getting off the floor." What struck me wasn't just the fall. It was how shocked he was at his body's inability to recover from it. The truth is that many seniors assume they're too old to train these movements. But I promise you, it's never too late. The key to staying out of a nursing home, avoiding injuries, and remaining independent lies in how well your body can perform these day-to-day motions. If you want to keep living on your terms, start focusing on the movements that matter most. So, what kinds of functional drills should you be doing? Start with something simple. Chair stands. Sit in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor and arms crossed over your chest. Stand up without using your hands, then sit back down slowly and repeat. This strengthens your quads, glutes, and core, muscles you use every single time you get up off the couch or out of bed. Do this for 10 to 15 reps. Rest and repeat for 2 to 3 sets. You'll be amazed how this one little drill can build the foundation of strength and stability. Don't worry, I'm not asking you to hit the floor. Stand about 2 feet from a wall and place your palms flat against it at shoulder height. Slowly bend your elbows and lean in toward the wall, then push yourself back. This mimics the motion you'd use when pushing open a heavy door or bracing yourself during a fall. Start with 10 reps and build your way up. This will help maintain upper body strength, which is often overlooked but absolutely vital. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart and practice reaching for an object. like a towel or water bottle, placed high above you or to the side. Reach with one arm while keeping your body tall. Then switch sides. This helps train your shoulders, back, and spine muscles used when reaching into cabinets or turning to grab something from behind you. These gentle twists also enhance core flexibility and help prevent stiffness in your midsection, which is especially common if you're walking less or sitting more. Use a low step or a staircase in your home. Step up with your right foot, then bring your left foot up. Step down and repeat, alternating legs. This strengthens your legs and hips and mimics climbing stairs, getting onto a curb, or stepping into a car. Hold onto a railing for support at first. Even just a few reps a day can go a long way in keeping your legs responsive and your balance in check. Place a lightweight object, like a small basket or a bag of rice, on the floor. Practice squatting down with a straight back, lifting the object, and standing up slowly. This simulates picking something up off the ground safely, a movement that many seniors struggle with. The more you practice this, the more confident you'll feel when handling everyday tasks, and you reduce your risk of hurting your back or falling when bending. You don't need to turn these into a complicated workout routine. Just sprinkle them into your day. Number 1. Do chair stands before your morning coffee. Number 2. Practice wall push-ups while waiting for food to heat up. Number 3. Reach and twist while doing laundry or stretching. Number 4. Use step-ups during commercial breaks. Number 5. Try object lifts while tidying up your room. These movements should feel natural and purposeful, not forced. The more consistent you are, the more your body will thank you. Remember, mobility isn't something you just preserve by accident. It's something you work for, a little bit each day. If you're watching this and thinking, well, I've already lost a lot of mobility, so what's the point? Please listen carefully. You're never too old to get stronger, more stable, and more confident in your body. I've seen men and women in their 80s make dramatic improvements just by committing to small, daily routines. Every time you practice a functional movement, you're not just exercising. You're reclaiming control over your life. You're saying, I want to keep living, not just existing. And that matters. So if you're walking less these days, don't accept that as the end of your mobility. Use that energy instead to train smarter. Train for life. If you've made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you. It means you're serious about staying active and living with vitality, even as the years pass. I respect that deeply. You've shown commitment to understanding how to adapt your lifestyle and take care of your body, even when walking gets harder. Now, we've talked about strength training, stretching and mobility, balance, and even alternative movements. But here's something a lot of people miss, especially once they get older. And that is the concept of functional movement and joyful motion. These aren't just buzzwords. This is a philosophy, a mindset shift that turns everyday life into an opportunity to move better, live better, and feel better. Let me explain what I mean, and stick with me, because this one could change everything. Let me ask you a simple question. What's the point of exercise if it doesn't help you live your life better? Functional movement is all about training your body to do the things you actually need to do every day. Getting in and out of a chair, picking something off the floor, reaching overhead to grab something, turning your body while carrying groceries, climbing stairs, and opening a heavy door. These are not fancy exercises in a gym. They're the real-life motions that define your independence. Now, here's the challenge. Many seniors start to avoid these basic movements as walking becomes uncomfortable. But here's the truth. The less you move like this, the quicker you lose the ability to do them. That's why people start needing walkers, wheelchairs, or help from others, not because they're old, but because they stopped moving functionally. So how do you reclaim this power? You practice the movements deliberately. Squat into a chair slowly and stand up without using your hands if you can. This strengthens your thighs and trains your balance. Do it 5 to 10 times a day. Yes, even that little bit makes a difference. Reach overhead with a light object, like a book or pillow, to keep your shoulders and arms active. This helps maintain your ability to cook, clean, and take care of yourself. Twist your torso gently while holding something light. This trains the muscles you use when backing out of a driveway, turning to talk to someone, or getting dressed. Step side to side and back again. This mimics the way your body moves when you're in a crowded kitchen, walking through tight spaces, or turning in the shower. It's not about exercise anymore. It's about retraining your body to support your lifestyle. You're not trying to run marathons. You're trying to keep living fully and independently, and functional movement is the key. Now, let's talk about something even deeper: your relationship with movement. I've worked with seniors for over 20 years, and I'll tell you this: the ones who stay active into their 80s and 90s are not the ones forcing themselves to go to the gym. They're the ones who've found a joyful reason to move. What does joyful movement mean? It's different for everyone. For some, it's dancing to oldies in the living room. For others, it's gardening, tending to plants, or even sweeping the porch. For some, it's walking slowly while listening to an audiobook or playing with grandkids. You don't have to love the idea of working out, but you can find ways to enjoy your body in motion. And that shift is powerful, because when movement is tied to pleasure, meaning, or fun, you stop resisting it. You stop avoiding it. You start craving it. Here's something you can try right now today. Put on a song you love from your youth, maybe Motown, Elvis, jazz, or gospel, and just sway in place. That's joyful movement. It loosens the hips, moves the spine, engages the core, and lifts your mood. Or maybe you love organizing. Rearrange a drawer or shelf while standing. Stretch, squat, and lift. You're not just cleaning. You're practicing functional fitness in disguise. Don't move for exercise. Move for joy. Move for freedom. Move because it reminds you that you're alive. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. But Doc, I've got arthritis. My knees hurt. My back isn't what it used to be. And I hear you. I'm not denying the reality of pain or limitations, but here's the good news. You can still do something. The key is to find the right kind of movement for your body and your limitations. Functional movement can be modified for chair use, for limited mobility, and even for those with severe joint issues. If you can't get on the floor, you can still do arm circles, toe taps, or gentle twists in a chair. If walking is hard, you can still do resistance band exercises with your legs. The point is, don't let perfection stop you from progress. You are not too old. Your body is not too far gone. There is always a next step, even if it's a small one. You can reclaim your strength, your balance, and your vitality. Let me leave you with this thought. This isn't about looking younger or impressing anyone. This is about maintaining your dignity, autonomy, and self-respect. Being able to go to the bathroom on your own, to get out of bed without help, to walk to your kitchen and make a cup of tea. That's the kind of independence that brings real joy. That's the kind of movement that matters. Don't let less walking be the beginning of the end. Let it be the start of a new chapter, one where you discover new ways to stay active, stay strong, and stay joyful. If this video touched you, inspired you, or gave you something valuable, please hit the like button. It helps the channel grow and ensures more people get to hear this message. Subscribe if you want more real, honest conversations about health and aging gracefully. And don't forget to leave a comment below. Tell me, What functional or joyful movements do you enjoy most? What challenges are you working to overcome? I read every comment, and it helps me create more content tailored to your needs. Remember, you're not just aging, you're evolving, and every day is a chance to move forward with purpose. I'm proud of you. Keep going.